Hello, superheroes and supervillains. It's your friend Sean PVS 101. Welcome back to a brand new video on my YouTube channel. Hopefully you're doing very well recently. And today's brand new video on my YouTube channel, I'm gonna make something very different. Today is a brand new top list video. And what new top list video should I make? Today's video of the day I'm going to make is my top 5 movies I am not going to watch, review, or talked about on my YouTube channel. Yes, I'm going to make a brand new top 5 list called Top 5 Movies I Am Not Going to Watch, Talk About, or Review on my YouTube channel. These are some movies that receive bit of controversy and many people are just not a fan of, or many people don't want to avoid them, or some movies that people hate with a burning passion. Well, some films cause some controversies, but I have not seen any of those movies, but I heard some behind the scenes drama or some messy production on those films. But yeah, these are the movies that I am not going to talk about or review to my channel, because I heard some bad things about some of these movies. I'm going to talk about why I'm not going to watch them. I'm trying not to avoid them. So yeah, these are just my personal list and my personal opinions on those movies. I'm going to show you on my list for this top 5 because I got my piece of paper for my list of movies and I am not going to watch, talked about, or reviewed on my YouTube channel. So yeah, let's begin my list for this video, shall we? I got my list in my hands and got my camera ready, and let's begin, shall we? Coming at number 5, I have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. At my number 5 spot, I have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah, that movie. So yeah, did you know what's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is a new recent horror movie, came out last year of the year 2023. Winnie the Pooh is a very like a horror slasher version of Winnie the Pooh. It's basically like Disney's The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but with a horror like Friday the 13th twist to it. So yeah, I have not seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It felt like a horror slasher of the Disney movie, but while Pooh is in the public domain. So yeah, honestly, I am not going to watch that movie because I find this movie to be way too generic and way too cliche for a horror movie. Because honestly, I am not a horror movie hater. I like to watch horror movies sometimes because I like to watch some horror movies sometimes, especially on the Halloween seasons. Like, there's some good horror movies I really love, like Get Out, the It duology, Us, what else? Halloween, Jaws, and other amazing horror movies. Also, the first 2 Conjuring movies are really good. I do love watching horror movies, but there's some okay horror movies and some really terrible ones. So yeah, the horror genres has some ups and some downs. But Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, for example, yeah, I am not going to watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey because it felt way too generic and way too cliche. It's a stereotypical horror slasher movie formula we've seen over and over and over again. But there's some other horror movie slashers are way better than this, like Pearl, for example, which I haven't seen A24's Pearl because at least it felt original and different compared to this. So yeah, I am just not gonna watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey because it felt way too generic, cliched, or just downright mean-spirited. So yeah, honestly, not gonna watch this movie because of its tone. So yeah, honestly, not gonna watch it. I thought it's supposed to be a dumb, stupid horror movie, but it's taken itself way too seriously. So yeah, not gonna watch this movie. I'm gonna avoid it. I heard some bad things about it because of it won the Razzie for Worst Picture. So yeah, not gonna watch it. Same thing with the sequel and the rest of the stupid cinematic universe of the Twisted Childhood movies. Why the heck some filmmakers want to make a cinematic universe of the whole public domain fairy tale horror movies? That's just stupid. It's just these filmmakers are just there to capitalize on the success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yep, those random filmmakers want to cash in on the popularity of the MCU. While Marvel has succeeded of their own cinematic universe, many studios and filmmakers saw the success of Marvel's formula, while other Hollywood tried and failed to create their own cinematic universes. So yeah, really not gonna watch the rest of the Pooh cinematic universe. Really unnecessary, stupid universe. So yeah, that's why Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is at my number 5 spot of movies I am not going to watch or reviewed. At number 4, I have Justice League. Yes, on my number 4 spot, I have both versions of Justice League. Yes, I'm putting both versions of the Joss Whedon version and Zack Snyder's at my number 4 spot. So yeah, honestly, I am not going to watch the Justice League movie because of after my hatred towards Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Suicide Squad 2016. After those movies made me real mad as a comic book movie fan. See, I am not the biggest fan of the DCEU. Don't get me wrong, I love DC Comics. I love DC along with Marvel. I love both of them. But my biggest problem is their handle of their cinematic universe, like the DCU. It is just a big mess of a franchise. There's some few movies I really love, like the first Wonder Woman movie, Shazam, and James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. That movie was incredible. Easily the best of the DCU, hands down. There's some okay average ones, like Aquaman. What else? Aquaman's okay. Not a perfect movie, but it was an average film. But the rest of the DCU, yeah, really, I'm not a big fan of this franchise. Like Man of Steel, really do not like Man of Steel. I find this movie to be very mediocre at worst and just downright mean-spirited. Really do not like watching Man of Steel. I find this movie to be boring, dull, and just downright depressing. And I hated Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. That one is the worst movie of the Zack Snyder DC trilogy. And Suicide Squad 2016, oh, hated that movie as well. So yeah, as for Justice League, yeah, I am not going to watch that movie because of the theatrical version was a nightmare because of the VFX are just so bad to look at. I'm not going to watch the rest of the movie because I only seen the clips of the film on YouTube. They look terrible. They look like a fan made out of this. It is so freaking bad. Like, oh my gosh. What were they thinking? The VFX are so laughably awful. Like, oh my gosh. Henry Cavill's Superman, they remove his mustache. Oh my gosh, it is so bad. So yeah, honestly, not gonna watch the 2017 version because of the production was an absolute nightmare to make. And also, same thing with the Zack Snyder's director's cut of Justice League. Because honestly, I don't want to watch the Snyder cut, to be honest, because 4 hours long, yeah, it was just too long to handle. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Zack Snyder. I don't hate him as a person. I like him as a person, but to be honest, my only biggest problem for Zack Snyder is his writing and quality for his movies are just terrible in my opinion. Like, I don't hate some of his movies, like only a few ones I like is, for example, 300. I haven't seen Watchmen, but honestly, not a big fan of Zack Snyder. He doesn't impress me. I find him to be very overrated in my opinion because why he's the most overrated director? Because he has the most annoying and most wretched fan bases I've seen on the internet, called the Snyder Cultists. Yeah, I'm just saying, it's because of the Snyder Cultists are the most annoying, wretched fan bases I've seen on the internet, especially on Twitter these days. Yeah, I just really can't stand some Snyder bots saying, "Restore the Snyderverse! Snyder's the blueprint! Fire James Gunn!" Yeah, stupid Snyder cultists these days. I am not gonna watch both versions of the 2017 Justice League movie, or not gonna watch the Snyder cut of the Justice League movie. So yeah, not gonna watch both versions of Justice League. In my opinion, I rather watch the animated Justice League show. I rather watch DC's animated Justice League show than this. So yeah, that's why it's at number 4 spot. At number 3, I have the Human Centipede series. Yes, at number 3, I have the Human Centipede trilogy. Yeah, oh boy, not those movies. So yeah, honestly, if you don't know what the Human Centipede movies are, honestly, I'm not gonna explain about what this movie is about, or what's the concept is about. Honestly, I'm not gonna explain about what's the plot or the concept is. This is honestly the most disgusting and disturbing concept ideas I've seen from a movie. Like, oh my god! I don't want to explain about the idea. I just do not want to get in trouble by YouTube for this. So yeah, honestly, I just don't want to make my viewers disgusted what movies I'm gonna talk about. So yeah, honestly, I'm gonna skip to number 2 because of the Human Centipede movies are just gross and disturbing at the worst possible. This is honestly the most disturbing and disgusting movie trilogies I ever seen, but I am not gonna watch it or talk about it. I don't want my viewers to be disturbed. I just don't want to. I do not want to watch it, and you guys do not want to watch it. And let's just move on to number 2, shall we? And that's why the Human Centipede trilogy is at number 3 spot. At number 2, I have the 50 Shades trilogy. Yes, at my number 2 spot, I have the 50 Shades trilogy. Yeah, I never seen any of these movies, to be honest, because I watched some movie critics and movie reviewers and analyzed how bad and dreadful and boring this trilogy is because of how awful the main leads' chemistry are. Because honestly, never watched the movies or never read the books are based off. So yeah, honestly, not gonna read those because I find them to be very boring as heck, and same thing with the movies. I am not gonna watch the movies because of how boring and dreadful these movies are. So yeah, honestly, I really do not want to watch it or talk about it because it features too much nudity and beating. Yeah, these are just not fun to watch about or get excited about. It's just not fun and just unsettling. So yeah, I am not gonna watch the 50 Shades movies. It's just very torture and boring to watch. I'm just not gonna watch it, to be honest. I just rather watch some better romance movies than the 50 Shades trilogy, like The Quiet Man, for example. That's a good romance movies, or some of the Disney movies from the Disney Renaissance have better chemistry than the 50 Shades trilogy. Yeah, that's why it's at number 2 spot. Really not gonna watch the whole trilogy. Alright, my fellow superheroes and supervillains, we made it. We made it to our number 1 spot. And what is the number 1 movie that many people are avoiding and never talked about? What movie that many people are trying to avoid like the plague hard? And what movie that many people don't want to talk about or never want to review this movie. And that movie, on number 1, I am going to explain why many people are avoiding it hard like the plague. Oh boy. At number 1 movie I am not going to watch or talked about or even reviewed on my YouTube channel, and that movie is none other than, oh no, Netflix Cuties. Yeah, that movie. Ugh. Oh god. That's the one movie that I'm not going to watch, talk about, or reviewed on my channel. Why I'm not going to watch that movie the most? Because of the controversy. Oh gosh, you don't know what the Cuties all about. You don't want to hear it. I want to talk about it a little bit. It's about those 12-year-old or 11-year-old girls doing twerkish stuff for a Netflix movie. Yeah, that's the plot for the summary. Oh god, this movie is so disgusting and disturbing that many people on the internet or reviewers that never want to speak about, because how disgusting, awful, disturbing, or even people or even film fans don't want to talk about how disgusting and awful this movie is, because this film released in 2020 and many people are not going to avoid it. I'm not going to watch it or talk about it. I'm just going to leave it alone and just this movie never exists. If I see that movie on Netflix, I'll be like, ah! The Spirit Lord compels you! That's how awful and disgusting this movie is. So yeah, that's why Netflix Cuties is my number 1 movie that I'm not going to watch, talk about, or even reviewed on my YouTube channel. So yeah, well, that's for my top 5 list. I hope you like this video. And what is your movies you're not going to watch or talk about on your channel? Just give me a like and subscribe. And subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Get totally wicked!